And then he just starts ripping me like, you shouldn't be sharing this or promoting it. It's just not professional and stuff. And I'm like, it's not professional. What? Like using a shark bite it's not professional?
Using a fitting system that's been around for 20 years.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Make Trades Great Again podcast. I'm Eric. He's Andy. Andy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty darn fine.
Oh, man. I tell you, winter is setting in here. I'm fighting a cold. You probably can hear it. So if you're annoyed by that, I apologize. I'll try not to sneeze, but I can't promise anything.
Just listen out of your other ear. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's about it, too. I tell you. We just had a really awesome trip over to Germany for the Hilti event. And then Heather and I spent the weekend trained over to Vienna. Wow, what a cool city that is. Yeah, the architecture's pretty neat. It's pretty cool looking city.
Yeah. Do they have Vienna sausages, like the little can?
You know, I didn't see Vienna sausages anywhere. It's amazing. It's yeah. Well, Heather asked, we travel a lot, obviously, you know that, but there's always that like, what's their thing conversation? Like, we're here. What is Vienna's thing? And we're walking, because we hadn't talked about it to this point.
Right.
And we had been there like a day or so. And she's like, what is Vienna's, like, what's their shtick? What's their thing? I know it's a stupid, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Right.
But it's you know what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Like Vienna, or not Vienna, because we're in Vienna. Like Rome, like you get specific pasta dishes. Like it's like the food is very distinct in that region. Like that's what you get. You go to Naples and it's pizza, right? Like what am I trying to? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. That's the thing. You go to Italy for your pastas and your Italian, and you go to France for your freaking ham and cheese baguettes on the street.
Exactly. Ham and cheese baguettes on the street. I love that.
But this is what it is. I mean,
I know. It's fromage,
Fromage.
Yeah. Jamon fromage. Look at the big brain on Brad. No, I said, well, I just jokingly said, oh, it's sausages, Vienna sausage. And then I looked it up and I'm like, I don't think this is actually a thing. It's just like some branding, some American
1940s.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, we ran out of the good meat. So
yeah, we got these tiny little sausages we could fit in a can. They're good for wartime, rations. And that's about what Americans think of Vienna. No, it was
if
fun.
You're drunk at a football game, you can stick a toothpick in it and eat them.
Yeah, and you're fancy. No, but we had a blast. But anyway, we were at a bunch of people at the Hilti event were posting days later, like they had colds and stuff like that. And Heather got it. And at the very tail end of our trip, wasn't terrible. Kind of knocked her out by the time we got home, probably from the travel. But then and now it's hitting me. So, and I'm wiping my eyes. If you're watching this on video, like I don't feel awesome, but let's not talk about that anymore. I want to talk about a job I did this week. I posted. You saw the videos. I sent you some fake pictures and stuff like that. Nothing special. It's just a boiler change out.
Right.
But I ran into. It's kind of multi-layer story. It's not super crazy. But of course, go the days, like hours before I was leaving town, because I had Build Show Live I was going to be speaking at for a few days down in Dallas, Texas. Then we were leaving Dallas to go to Germany for the Hilti thing. And then we went to Vienna and came home.
Right.
In the 11th hour, I'm getting calls a referral by a local contractor, by the way, to go look at this boiler replacement. And the customer's calling me saying, hey, I got your referral. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm leaving town. She's like, can you come look at it and just give me a price? Like, we got to make a decision, but can't really afford the company that was here. That's basically the message I got. And so I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, can't afford it. Let's see. And then she said the company. I'm like, oh, I know why you can't afford it, because it's like insane. It's going to be like $5,000 more than my price. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
One of those companies.
Spiff company that here upsell.
Yeah.
Yep. Which, whatever. I'm not going to trash on that, but I'm going to trash on
No, but it is what it is. And in this situation, I look at it like, well, okay, well, here's an opportunity, obviously. And it isn't even, no matter what, but I go and I look at it. I give them a price, honest price, a lot of work. I take meticulous notes while I'm on site. I'm like, I got to make sure I don't make any mistakes, because I'm going to do this as soon as I get back to my office. It's like 7:00 at night. I'm going to send this. I'm not even going to do it in her day. I'm just going to I'm going to send this to her in an hour or so. And
Right.
A couple days later, she says, okay, we made a decision. We'd like you to do it, which is great. And so we scheduled it.
Meanwhile, you're already like headed to Austin though, right?
I'm already in Dallas, Texas by the time I won the job. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ordered all the materials based off of my notes and everything like that. We schedule it and she's all good. I get to the job on Tuesday. So I was supposed to be home Monday afternoon. I got home very late Monday night because there was weather in Amsterdam, all this kind of stuff. Anyway, I get to the job, start it. Everything's going fine. I look as I'm demoing the old boiler and piping out because it was just trash. I look up as I'm cutting zone valve. There's 6 zone valves on this little house system, and I'm like, geez, is that what I think it is? I look up and there's 3/8 PEX instead of what I thought was 1/2 inch.
Yep.
In my notes, it was 1/2 inch, and I just didn't notice it was 3/8, and there was 3 zones, single loop, 3/8 PEX. They were like entry floors and a bathroom floor, right? And they were piped down to the mechanical room and on their own zone, no manifold or anything like that. And if you're not a plumber or haven't done this kind of work in whatever trade you're in, 3/8 PEX is a little bit of a challenge at this juncture because I'm like, I don't stock it. I know Chris Armstrong, our longtime friend Chris, PS Plumber, got into the comments on my video, which I'm going to talk about in a second, and said that he stocks it. And it doesn't surprise me because I know Chris pretty well, and he's like, that dude. Like, if I lived in the region where Chris worked, I'd be calling him for parts. You know what I mean? But anyway, so I don't want to say I panicked. I was just like, oh, crap.
Right.
And this is a situation you have found yourself in 100 times, right? Yeah. Like, recently, I think you were talking recently about a job where you're like, yeah, and I get there and there's a 5-inch fitting and I thought it was all 4-inch or something. Like, isn't that something that you just dealt with?
Yeah. We did that steam boiler replacement and I ordered parts 2 months ago for a 6-inch flange, right? Like, cause I was like, I looked at the job and I'm like, that's 6-inch.
Yeah.
I've worked on this house for 5 years.
Yeah.
That's always been 6-inch.
It's
always 6-inch, you know?
Yeah.
so here's the funniest part is, so I was watching a story of
scrolling Instagram, watching stories.
Yeah. What is his name? Pipe fitter dude out of like Chicago. Does tons of steam boilers. I don't know why I'm thinking of this. Like, anyway,
Pipe fitter 71. Why can't I think of his name? I'm so sorry.
Drawing a blank right here on the spot.
I'm sorry. I'll think of it.
So I'm watching his story and he's doing the same thing, 5-inch. And I'm like, son of a bitch, that's got to suck.
Yeah.
Right. And this is like 5-10 days before we start our job.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, whatever. I understand, you know?
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. You know, same concept, you know? He's like, it's a piece of 5-inch.
Yep.
And anyway, goes on. He's, you know, in Chicago, he probably like goes down to the freaking corner grocery store and probably picks up a 5-inch coupling. Yeah. Because it's Chicago.
Just go down to Hardware Hank and we're like, I need a 5-inch black iron. Yeah.
Yeah. It's right next to the 3/8 lag bolts.
His name's Rob, by the way. Sorry.
Rob, that's the one. Yep. So we get to this job, right? We're doing demo. Get all the demo done. I didn't think twice about it. We break this fitting off, you know, whatever, it's fine. And what this thing is this is like a 2-foot long piece of 5-inch now.
This
was
is
in my mind 6-inch.
So iron pipe, black iron pipe.
Yep. It's 110 years old, something like that. 5 years old.
Nothing special.
Yeah. It's got 2 3-inch vertical takeoffs welded onto the top of this nipple. And then 1 2.5-inch welded on like a 30 coming off the side. And then there's another now 5-inch 90 turning down into a drip trap. Right. So this is like originally was probably the primary steam header.
Okay.
On the original boiler. Now, since
the snowman that was there.
Or whatever the heck it was. Big. So we replaced the second or third boiler with the now 4th or 5th boilers, right?
Oh, wow.
So we're getting ready to start piping. And I'm like, we're looking at, you know, end of day 1, you know, demo's done and we're putting some fittings on some stuff. And, you know, one of the new boilers is down there and we're kind
of that regroup time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, it's a long day of hauling cast iron out of the house. And
starting to make sure you've got what you need for the next day.
Yeah. We're going to be there for a week. Right.
Okay.
And so I'm like, let's just start dotting our I's, and I grabbed this 6-inch flange that I got because my envision was I couldn't come up with a 6x4 reducer. Right. It was just, it was not an easy thing to do. And I was like, let's just do this. I already have a 4-inch mega press flange.
Mm-hmm.
I can find a cast iron or a ductile iron 6x4 reducer.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And we're flowing from the 4-inch side. Yeah. Into the 6. It'll be fine. I'll put this flange on the 6-inch nipple or the 6-inch threaded end. We'll bolt this thing up and everything will be fine. Give us a union. It'll be great. I grabbed this 6-inch full face flange, slide it right over the top threads. And I'm like,
and push it all the way home.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh,
so
that sucks.
Same thing. But then all of a sudden you're like panic sets in because I don't know when the last time you saw a 5x4 bell reducer sitting on the shelf somewhere.
I tell you what, well, I haven't. I have one place. I'm lucky. I have a place that I can go. Good & Company here in Minneapolis. Yeah. They are like the OG, but I know what you mean. Like, I'm not making light of your comment. You're in a serious situation,
right? Yeah, we don't pipe this thing.
No,
like, I mean, I'm like worst case scenario. I'm like, okay, so I could cut that thread off.
You'd have to weld it,
and I could weld create a, pedal this thing down. There's enough pipe there that I could probably pie shape this thing, create a 5x4 reducer. Hammer this thing down and weld this thing out. I mean,
you could probably get a 4x5 reducer. You could probably get a weld reducer.
I don't want to weld that. Right?
No. I'm just saying you could do it.
Well, so same thing. I jump online, I'm like, the guys are doing their thing, picking up for the end of the day, and I'm like panicking, like, how do I red label a 5x4 reducer here?
Yeah, if you can even find one, by the way.
Right. $695, $715.
Oh my gosh. Are you kidding me?
No.
That's just robbery.
And 32 pounds or something like that. So red label freight's like another $250. And I'm like, oh my God, this is $1,000 fitting.
That is great. Well, it's even more than that, really.
Right.
It's a hell of a lot more than that if you don't get it.
Well, I already got $1,000 worth of other parts that don't fit.
Oh yeah, no kidding. Because you have you have the wrong sizes.
And conveniently, I ordered them more than 60 days ago, so I can't return any of it. So if anybody's in the need for a 6x4 ductile iron eccentric reducer, hit me.
Ooh, it's eccentric too. Yeah. No,
why I ordered the right thing?
Well, I mean, I feel like you're upstaging me on this panic.
I'm not trying to. Yeah.
I'm just kidding. No, I do want to acknowledge, like, that's a serious situation. My 3/8 pecs, I mean, it was serious in the sense where I was not prepared. And without the proper fittings, I'm like at a stopping point. Also, not impossible. What I was up against was this might actually prolong the job by a day, just waiting for something to show up, right? So I get online, I go to the old standby, I hate to tell my friends that work for our local supply houses listen, and I love you guys, I do. Tom, John, I love you guys. Paul. But the thing is I went on supplyhouse.com because their site somehow, and this is not an ad for them. God, I wish it were. I wish they'd work with us. You guys listen? You should work with us. We spend so much money on your website. They have their site is better than Amazon's. You and I have had this conversation 100 times. Honestly, I mean that. Like, I'm not exaggerating. I actually mean, I think that their website, their online shopping website for plumbing and HVAC and electrical and all, I think their site is improved to the point where I believe I have more trust in it than I do on Amazon's site.
I absolutely do.
So that's kudos to them. Good job, you guys at supplyhouse.com. You actually have a product that is probably head and shoulders above pretty much all your competitors.
The benchmark.
It is the benchmark. Anyway, so I go on there, and I'm not sure if I'm going to order it from them or not. I mean, I'm not going to get it for a couple days. So it's almost like this is last resort. I'm getting it from Supply House. But I go on Supply House for reference. Right. Later that day, I think I spent another $2,500 on press fittings, by the way. But I did not order these 3/8 by half couplings. Sharkbites is what I ended up with. Because I went to And that's kind of the whole point of this story. I went to there, got the model number, went to Gooden's website because they're a little harder to navigate mobily. And I found it. I'm like, yeah, they got 44 of these 3/8 by half sharkbite fittings. And I know that people listening to this are cringing when I say sharkbite. I think everybody just needs to get over it. That's another thing I want to say in this conversation. I think I talked about sharkbite radiant manifolds in our last episode.
Right.
The deal is, and you agree with me, I mean, I should leave that up to you to say on the air, but you have agreed with me in the past about this subject matter, is like a lot of people want to hate on this kind of fitting system, and I fully understand why. Like, there's a many reasons why. But the reality is in this situation, this was like the perfect fitting for what I needed. And I think you pointed out, like, well, let me just say this. I don't stock any 3/8 PEX fittings of any sort. I don't have any. I don't have any want, desire, or need to, because I see it's so, and I think the last time I saw 3/8 PEX was when I installed it on a radiant manifold on top of the floor. That's what this was too, by the way. Right. It was used for radiant flooring, and it was like stapled down with a gypcrete over it.
Yeah.
So that's where you're going to see 3/8 PEX in my neck of the woods. That's the only place you're going to see it. And until our plumbing code changes and says that we can actually use the appropriate size pipe, which would be 3/8 in many cases, we're not going to see it. I'm not going to stock it. I'm not, and I don't have a tool for it. Call me whatever you want, but would not make any sense. Yeah. And so I'm trying to consider what I'm going to buy. I think of sharkbite first. I find them. Gooden's got a bunch of them. Heather runs and grabs them for me, and never missed a beat. I had them at the end of the day, and I needed them for tomorrow, kind of thing.
Yep.
Couple things. I post a video about it because I'm actually just kind of excited, like, haha, look at this. And I know people are going to get going. So that's part of the reason I put it out there. It's a little psychology lesson for you. That's how my brain works. I'm going to try to, thumb you in the ribs with this video because I know people are going to react to it. And so I make this sharkbite video about how this saved my butt. And I get a couple comments, and that's fine. I expect them to be in the comment section saying, oh, you're a hack, whatever. But I got a couple messages. One of them was like, dude, I've done that so many times. You can't even, he's like, I don't know why people hate on these fittings. This is another plumber who, a lot of people on Instagram and, who they know this person.
Yeah.
And they, I don't know why they decided to message me, maybe because they saw the story and they're just like, they replied to it rather than going into the comments. But I'm not going to name the person, but well-respected dude. And then I get another message the next day from somebody that it was like in that approve section. Like it was like, like restricted. I don't know what it is. Like maybe it's because I don't follow them back or whatever the parameters are on those messages where like they don't show up unless you click on them kind of thing.
Yeah, right.
And this dude's ripping me a new one. Like totally like, I don't usually talk about this on the podcast either. Like there's plenty of bad comments, as you can imagine.
Sure.
And sometimes they get to me, sometimes they don't. This did not get to me. I don't care about it. It's not why I'm talking about it. Yeah. But like this guy's like, I see you got all the tools. I've seen you installing this stuff forever and ever. And like, you're good at it. And he's saying nice things. And he's like, why the hell? And then he just starts ripping me like, you shouldn't be sharing this or promoting it. It's just not professional and stuff. And I'm like, it's not professional. What? Like using a sharkbite it's not professional?
Using a fitting system that's been around for 20 years?
Look,
I mean, clearly this isn't a system that's been like prone to failure.
Right.
Listen, I mean, here's the deal. We can look at piping systems that have failed, Kitec, Yoga, I mean, polybutylene, Onyx, those are fitting systems that failed, right? Yeah. How long were they around? 2, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, maybe?
Yeah. The class actions.
They were sued out of into oblivion.
Right.
Sharkbite's still around. Something must be okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
and they sell this stuff like crazy. It's insane. I mention it every time I talk about it. Like my suppliers, they don't sell to the general public. I know this because that's part of the reason why I do business with them. And I know in particular, one of them, I've been told many times by multiple people, we buy sharkbite fittings by the pallet. and we're always out of stock.
They wouldn't, listen, the laws of finance basically don't tell you, hey, buy this because this company wants you to buy it, and put it on your shelf because nobody wants it.
Yeah, they buy it because there's a demand for it.
Exactly.
And their demand is coming from professional contractors. This one that I'm talking about. But yeah, so like this guy's ripping me a new one, and I bring it up on the podcast because it's just like, I think I don't know if I'm trying to convince myself or everybody else that my process is pretty reliable. I've used these fittings. I see a need for, I see a use scenario for them, and I go, that's just fine, which in turn does tell you that they are fine for pretty much anything, because I feel like my usage kind of expands each time. Like in this particular case, let's just lay it out there for this dude that's in the chat giving me a hard time. If he listens to this, here's why. I think we had a private conversation before he recorded, and Andy, you brought it up. Maybe you just say it, the insert, like now you got a core, like what were you saying about if I were to go find some crimp fittings?
Oh yeah. Yeah. If you went and found let's say a brass 3/4 by 3/8 or 1/2 by 3/8 reducer, reducing
crimp
coupling. Yeah. Stainless band or copper band, whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to reduce the flow rate.
Oh yeah.
You're in an already questionable size tube for the length.
Yeah. Yep.
If you only need 250 BTUs, fine. Right? If you need 1,000 BTUs, you're probably fine. You start getting into this, hey, I'm going to run 3/8 tubing to run, to supply and return from 30 feet of baseboard. It's probably not going to work. If you got a big enough pump, you can jam it through there.
Yeah, it's going to cause problems, though, for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be problematic. And so, I don't know. But, to go on that, I think a lot of people look at the sharkbite thing and they go, oh, well, it's too easy. It's got to be, and then there's this stigma to it, right? The fittings don't stay tight. If you got 290s and, if you were going to pipe your boiler room with it, they kind of move. And I think that detracts from it a little bit. I get in certain applications, like, could you plumb a house in it? People do it all the freaking time.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, could, yeah. It'd be very expensive.
Sure. But how fast would it be?
Yeah.
Anyway, nonetheless, this is an age-old argument. That
it is. And I didn't want it to be just to bitch about it. But the reality is this: is I think what I did was the professional thing in my defense, and I'm going to try to defend myself. Not that I need to.
Yeah.
But I would say that I made a decision in the moment that was going to solve the problem that was in front of me, and I assessed it. And I go, okay, well, is this going to create a problem? Is this going to, should I use this fitting?
Yeah.
And I know, I'd like to say that I know hydronic systems pretty well, and the piping and plumbing that goes along with them. And in my head, there's no scenario where this is going to be problematic. It's just a coupling.
Right.
2 different size pipes, low pressure, low temperature. Like everything about it is like.
Yeah. It's not moving.
It's not moving. Like it's like this is perfect application for something like this.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, don't reply to him. Don't, So this is my reply to that person. I don't care what they think about it, to be honest with you. I don't have to convince them. Right. And the reality is I'll make another video 6 months from now doing something similar. And I'm going to feel perfectly good about it. By the way, the heating system is running. Turned the heat on yesterday afternoon. It was perfect. And I have no doubt that those fittings could leak, just like every other fitting in that system. Yeah. And I don't expect those to be problematic over other fittings either.
Right.
I
would say I have had far more sweat joints failed than I have. Granted, I've installed way more sweat soldered fittings.
Well, a lot more fittings out there. Yeah.
Significantly higher number than I have of sharkbite fittings or push. Let's
call them push to connect. Yeah.
Push to connect.
Yeah.
Whatever the brand is.
Yep.
The number of push to connect fittings that I've had fail is small. Granted, I haven't installed a tremendous. Hundreds.
No. But you've come across many that you haven't installed.
Right. But all of the failures are installation related. 100%. Either my fault or someone else prior to me's fault that fitting didn't continue to be leak free.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, whether it's a bad piece of pipe
the
or
way
not input
that's
on
like the
way.
most lawyers. It didn't continue to be leak free. It's like, okay,
Well,
attorney at law here.
Right.
Yeah, no, I think the professional thing to do was to find a solution in the time allotted that wasn't going to derail the job. That person went on to say something about like, that's not a permanent connection. I'm like, well, that's your opinion. That's all that is. Yeah. That's only your opinion. It's a permanent.
What makes it not permanent?
Yeah, exactly. It's perfectly fine.
Because I can take it off. Is that why?
Right. Yeah, that's why I don't understand why people think that. They think that like,
black iron fittings are not permanent.
Well, I just think like you can try to defend some kind of like efficiency in your idea that like I used this, but it was temporary and I went back and I fixed it. Like, well, that seems like it was wasteful then to me.
Yeah. Well,
like you need to make the right decision the first time, not the second time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's because everybody in this conversation, everybody that's done it has posted and has posted or shared some view, some story of their use, has had to defend themselves against the same Facebook jackasses that are like, oh, you're a hack.
Yep.
I'll call it what it is.
No, I think you nailed it. I think that's probably not so eloquently places the blame on where it absolutely belongs. I think you nailed it. That's exactly it. People use them and then they don't want to tell anybody because they're going to get ripped a new one. And I'm a little different that way, as you know me. I'm like, you know what? They are going to rip me a new one. But I feel like I have like this social obligation to our community to be like, you know what? Get over yourself. This stuff is actually, there's a time and a place for it. And if you can't at least acknowledge that, and I believe that I'm going to decide what's right and wrong for my jobs, and I don't care what you have to say about it. Right. Will I learn from you in certain instances? Absolutely. I've learned so much from the comments, dude.
Oh, man. Tons.
That's the one thing I don't ever talk about. I should say that more often. Like, thank you, people, sometimes hateful people, for teaching me things, because I promise you, I do learn. I know I do. I know I always come off saying, well, it's my way and I said it and you should believe me. No, I know it sounds like that. And because oftentimes those are the kinds of words I'm using. But I want other people that do care and do listen and are friends of ours or just follow along. I do listen, and I have learned so much. And I've learned from other people and my own experiences that what I did was probably the right move. And I'm proud of it. And now I have a few extra on the van because I just thought, you know what? It doesn't hurt me to keep I just have 4 of them. I'm like, I got 4 3/8 by half reducing couplings. It's probably 3 times as many as I need. Yep. And,
but the next time you need one, you'll be like, oh.
Yeah. Well, and they don't take up any space. You know what I mean?
It's
not a 5-inch fitting like you, and where like I'll never use it again. You know what I mean? So anyway, that was my rant. Put that out there. Not that anybody cared, but we had a couple weeks where we didn't record. So I think is there a little week that we didn't have an episode? Maybe next. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe we skipped. I don't know what's going on these days.
It's fine.
I am glad to be talking with you, and I want to thank everybody for listening. I want to remind everybody, because it's been a little bit, if you're listening now, please leave us a comment. Leave us a text back on the little link that's in the show description notes there on your podcast app. If you scroll down, there's a link you can click, and you can send us a text. And you can tell me how I'm wrong about these sharkbite fittings. That's fine.
Yep.
Ask questions. Give us feedback. God, feedback is a gift, and Andy and I both know it. Like we take it and we try to improve. So we'd love to hear from you.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add, man?
Let Eric know how much of a hack he is. But
oh man, I tell you, you're right about that. All right, dude. I'm signing off.
All right, later.